All right. Well, it's good to see you, son. See you're wearing your Nebraska hat
I
because,
am.
yeah, even though we don't know where you're at, but it is nice that
Well,
you support the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
yeah, I support Cornhuskers no matter where my current geographical location may be. But the actual deal is that I have to wear this hat because I can't get a haircut and my hair is fucked up. I need something to just put a lid on that.
And you shouldn't ever wear your shitting hat.
No,
No,
not in
no, no,
public.
no. That's not for public consumption.
No, not at
That's
all.
like I don't know. It's like your true form. You know what I mean? You can't. No one's allowed to see that
Yeah, I understand that.
and
Totally.
live.
Well, what occurred to me, son, is that, I don't know, maybe it's been almost 10 years ago, maybe it was 9 years ago, but it seems like Sarah Murphy one time gave you a buzz cut.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She did. Well, what it was is that their roommate at the time, James, uh, a gay fellow, but and by those merits, I just assumed he would be able to cut hair. Wanted to cut my hair, and he fucked it up real, real, real bad.
Right.
So then they had to give me a buzz cut.
Yeah, I remember that now. And I remember the danger of stereotypes, of believing in
Yeah.
stereotypes.
Yep. I learned my lesson that day.
Yeah.
That is the danger of believing, of holding stereotypes to be true.
Yeah. Well, and it did prove to be a stereotype.
Yeah. Stereotype.
Yeah, a stereotype is a stereotype that is not true,
A stereotrope.
if you will. Yes, a stereotrope. I think that's a better word.
Yeah.
I think it's a portmanteau of two words, meaning making it like one of those Norm Macdonald. What were those words he had, like snaggles or something? What, do you remember that?
No, I
You
don't.
didn't. Yeah, it doesn't
I
matter.
don't remember that, but I
It
do
was
like your
before his
use of the
time.
word portmanteau.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't get to bust it out very often.
Yeah, it's hard to organically.
Right. But it came out in this conversation. Well, should we get going?
Sure.
All right, very good. Welcome to A Shin Show. I'm your host, Pete Shin, joined by beloved spouse Elsie from an undisclosed location far on the East Coast. With me, son Nicholas from an undisclosed sub-basement bunker location beneath a cornfield somewhere in the Midwest. That is definitely not Nebraska, even though he's wearing a Nebraska Husker hat right now. I think you'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with personal news. I know, for example, that this is your second day back at work?
No, this will be my fourth day back at work.
Okay, so how's that going? Since you're in the food service industry and, this is a time where food service industries have all been closed. And of course, you're not open for dining at this point. What are you doing?
Well, we're doing, quote, delivery, takeout, unquote. Okay. So what it is people come up and curbside, but like that, we don't do that. So people just come in, order some shit, and then we say, okay, now go back out to your car and we'll bring it out to you. And that's it. Now, people, I am technically a delivery driver, but I've delivered one thing these 4 days.
I see.
Partially because our telephones are down. CenturyLink is just down. And as we know, dealing with telephone companies, telecommunication companies, is a hassle. So, and the guy who owns the place I work out just barely gives a fuck about anything. You know what I mean? So there's not really been the ability for people to place delivery orders. So I've been rereading Gideon the Ninth these last 4 days, and Taylor's been playing the Switch the entire time.
I have 3 questions.
Yeah.
One of which, you work at a buffet, though,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yeah, but we do have like a
flat is
menu.
your buffet out?
We got a menu like of all the things that are on the buffet. Now buffets, no, the buffet's not out. That's not a thing. And when the state of Nebraska wisely and graciously reopens tomorrow, buffets are still not allowed. So we're gonna have to figure some other shit out. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Well, you're going to get the menu, and then you'll be able to order off that menu.
Yeah.
Or buffet style would be, I'm going to bring you one of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah, I just.
I
Yeah.
think you should just load up one tray with random food and then just throw it out immediately. That'll give the real buffet experience.
It's gonna be kind of like Chipotle. You know how Chipotle does it?
Yeah.
Like it's just people behind a little thing, and you point at what you want, and then they give it to you. It's probably gonna be like that. I'd
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what my job is going to be, if I'm even going to have one. But if it's $13 an hour still for me to continue reading a book, I'm good with that.
So, yeah, the next question being part 2 of 3. Are you required to drive your own vehicle for delivery?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, hopefully the phones stay down.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but we only do delivery with it if it's within 5 miles of the store. Also, so
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
and also, hey, one delivery in
I
4
gotcha.
days.
Well, here's the real question. Can you and Taylor make a living on the hours that you're getting?
No, nope, definitely not.
Okay, that's bad. But so are you still receiving, to your knowledge, partial unemployment?
No. I mean, maybe we're supposed to, but we're not getting it.
Well, that seems stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful.
What can we do to make it better, son? Send money?
Well, we'll survive. Before this unemployment, we were thriving on unemployment, to be honest.
Right.
So we got a little jack. We actually now do have a little pandemic fund. So, and you and I had this conversation for all our many, many, many listeners. I'll just flesh it out again.
Okay, sure.
I got to say, I have to wonder if it's worth it. If it's worth this $13 an hour to go infect myself with COVID. But also at the same time, I might already have it right now because I am not feeling good.
Well, that's like disturbing, I would say.
Yeah. So it's like on the one hand, don't want to get it, but on the other hand, if I already have it, then might as well just keep working.
Right, and give it to others.
Well, yeah.
Thing.
Well, that's on them for coming out. That's on their fucking stupid asses. Because let me tell you something. If you go out to eat right now and you get sick and die, you can't see it, but I'm like washing my hands right now. On you, buddy. That's on you.
See, I thought you were doing a slow clap.
No, I'm doing like the, washing my hands clean of the whole situation.
Yeah, like
that's
Pontius
on you.
Pilate did of Christ.
Right. And I've been compared to Pontius Pilate many times.
We've been ordering out about once a week. Are you saying that if we get sick and die, that you're washing your hands of us?
What do you mean by ordering out?
I mean, we call in an order to where Brad is working.
Well, we got Mexican too once.
Well, that's true.
But you just go get it and leave though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still wouldn't do that myself, but that's a little bit different than like congregating in a place, like sitting down. Like, I don't know. Am I being crazy about like the severity of this plague? I just feel like it would be a good idea for everyone to it's not that hard to just sit and chill at your fucking house. You know what I mean? Until it's like blowed over a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's not going to blow over. We've made a decision as a society that we're going to accept, a few tens of thousands of more dead in exchange for being able to go pick up our own pizza.
Okay, that's cool. But like, I don't want to be one of those guys. I don't want to be one of the tens of thousands of more dead. And I don't want that decision to be made for me by people who are not being forced to work in restaurants.
Well, that's a good point right there. But, it's as we discussed, to a certain extent, there's no safe place anymore other than your own home. So if you have to make a living, which most Americans do, what are the options?
Yeah. Your options are dick. Your options are get back to work, which is what I'll be doing.
Well, I'll tell you, I feel for you, son. I really do. And I would tell you again, publicly, for all three of our listeners, Chris, Ben, and Danielle, this is a public promise. You and Taylor are, of course, both welcome to come out here and settle down in our basement.
Okay,
really.
and hypothetically, let's say we did that. Then what would be our next move?
Your next move, I don't know. I'm going to have to defer to Elsie on that one. What would be their next move after they moved out here and hunkered down in our basement?
Becoming our personal servants, of course, is going to be real high up there.
Naturally, that goes without saying.
Right, that's
the indentured servitude is verbally agreed upon.
High on the list. After that, I don't know, whatever makes you happy and doesn't bother us.
Right, but it's like we'd have to go get a job, of course, at some point in a restaurant.
Brad's place of employment will be hiring. There's a lot more job opportunity in this area, I would
That's
say,
true.
in general.
I don't know the market up there, to be honest.
Right. A lot more comedy clubs, that sort of thing.
Many more Chinese buffets to choose from.
Yeah, but like that's kind of what I'm trying to circumvent the whole, gathering of sick and stupid people is what I'm I just wish I could do that. I wish I could like choose to not be around sick and stupid people. But Governor Pete Ricketts is absconding that choice from me here tomorrow. So I'll be good. It's all good. It'll be fine. I'm young. I'm a spry young lad.
You are. I mean, and although you don't feel well, you look fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, it all starts with you. I mean, your appearance. That's really what it
That's
starts
really
with.
all that matters,
Right. Right. We're all into physical appearance here. Just look at us.
Just look at us. Adonises.
Right. Greek gods, every one of us. I mean, Bacchus was a Greek god, wasn't he? Anyway.
I don't know. Actually, yes, he was.
Yeah. I don't know how good looking he was. I think he was wasn't he like a goat?
Well, I assume as a Greek god, you could choose what you look like. I feel like that's,
That explains why I've chosen to look like a normal, average American middle-aged man.
They would never know.
I never know. They never do. I'll tell you that. Well, anyway, I obviously feel bad about the situation and the predicament, and it's a predicament that millions of people in this country are confronted with right now.
Yeah, true dish. We were on a Zoom birthday party last night for my best friend of 35 years, and she's really stressed out about the fact that her place of employment, which is it's like a home goods type of a thing. It's all things for decor of the home, but it's called Unique Finds. Anyway, not the point. The point is they're opening Monday, and she is very uncomfortable about how she's supposed to like be a bouncer and deal with telling people they can't come in the store because there's already too many, and confronting people who are going to be dicks, and it's just it's kind of a rough situation for many.
Well, I would love the job of being the guy at the door telling people that you gotta fucking wait. Like, no, we can only do so many people, or like, you get the fuck out of here. I would love that job.
Yeah,
that would be a nice job. Because you're like, but that's just kind of a little whatever. But your friend and I and everyone else in our situation, it's like it's really stuck between a rock and a hard place because, like you say, Dad, you got no option. Like the world is still turning here. Business must continue, must commence, I guess, is what has been dictated to us. So we gotta get back on it.
But, yeah, this is the downside of not being a multimillionaire.
Yeah, I know. But once again, not being a millionaire has come back to bite me in the ass.
I know. And obviously I feel some guilt and shame associated with that because obviously were I a millionaire, you would be too. So sorry about that.
Yeah, well, you fucked up, but it's all good. We're in this together.
Yeah, it's true.
We're in this together. I'm so tired of hearing my managers say that too. Like when I ask them questions like that need genuine answers, and then they answer me with, "We're in this together." Did not fucking ask if we're in this together or not,
Yeah, I do.
I asked when the paychecks are coming. I asked if this weekly or bi-weekly. Hey, we're all in this together. Okay, so it sounds like you don't want to pay me.
Well, at least not right away. Yeah.
That's not, yeah.
Well, depending on what that check turns out to be, you should, and I say you and Taylor should both be eligible for partial unemployment still.
Yeah. But it's just a tough situation. On the one hand, you want to be like, I want to be like, well, I'm probably going to be fine. I might have this shit right now, and I'm still kicking. It's all good.
Or might have already had it.
But on the other side of the coin, and you don't want to just bitch about it, you know what I mean? Like, because that's not going to solve anything, And on the other side of the coin, though, like, it's just kind of fucked up that these decisions are being made for me. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Like,
I mean, I'm in the same boat. I've got to go back to work probably the week after next. And
I'd imagine the Pentagon is a little bit better scrubbed down than my China buffet, though.
I don't know. I don't work at the Pentagon. But yeah, they've taken the Department of Defense has taken extraordinary precautions. Not that I work for them, but let's say I did.
Hypothetically,
yeah, there's including but not limited to, they're taking temperatures before people come in using infrared systems and shit like that.
How nice of them. Let me tell you who's not taking extraordinary measures. Let me also tell you who's not taking any measures whatsoever. Hong. China fucking buffet. Okay? Zero.
Well, and that's why they're not sponsors of this podcast, unlike Ziff's. Fine dining in a relaxed, mostly COVID-free environment right down there in Invercargill, New Zealand. Come on down. No need for a face mask. We've defeated COVID-19 in New Zealand, so you can come and enjoy your freshly slain kiwi and your delicious koala burgers while they last. Ziff's, fine dining, and a proud sponsor of a Shin Show for more than a billionth of a millennium.
But that said, I'm sure New Zealand can stay COVID-free by continuing to wear masks. So, do you? We don't know the local laws and mores there.
And continuing the lockdown, yeah. So speaking of...
it kind of seems like, I know that everyone keeps saying, well, but we got to get back to business. Well, we just have to. We just have to. Or all our heads will explode. But New Zealand seems to be doing fucking all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So, can anyone explain that to me?
No one can explain it to you, other than in the context of the American culture generally. And the American culture generally is that we, as a society, have never faced anything like this before, realistically speaking. If we did face it, okay, you say, well, what about the Spanish influenza? Well, the Spanish influenza, many cities went back and localities went back to work too early, and it was much more deadly than it otherwise would have been. It's in the American culture to say, hey, look, we can't do anything about it, but we've got to work. Our culture is one that is so ingrained with the ethic of work to the exclusion of all else that we're willing to take a few 10,000s of more dead in order to get back to work. That's the reality. That's the nature of our society, our culture. It's all about the work. And the weak, well, they can fend for themselves. That is the nature of our society.
Yeah, you're right. You are correct.
Fucking weaklings.
I know.
Yeah, well.
Scum we all are.
Well,
what pond skaters I am. Yeah, well, these are the kind of things you never realize that you're those people, until the pandemic comes.
Right, and then all of a sudden, you're expendable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, none of these truths that I'm expendable, I'm this, is not news to me. It's just like, when we're coming down to the very specifics of it all, I just don't feel like dying for these people, and it's not like I'm going to, I don't feel like taking the risk of dying for these people. You know what I mean?
Well, but they're all in there together with it.
Yeah, but we're all in it together, so that actually makes it all okay. And it's all okay now.
Yeah, apparently.
No paychecks needed, nothing. It's all good. Because you know why? Because we're all in this together. It's like a magical little spell that just undoes any and all strife and pestilence.
We're all in this together.
You know what? I'm just going to start saying that to everyone at work. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Hey, we're all in this together. All right, we're all in this together now.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible approach. I really do. Hey, speaking of sensible approaches, I mentioned that, I've got to go back to work here probably week after next, or week after this upcoming week, which is the week after next. So, you know what I decided to do, son? Put in my retirement paperwork. That's what I did.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Did I mention that?
You did mention that to me, and very proud.
But not to the listeners.
Yeah, not to the listeners. I didn't mention it to Chris, Ben, and Danielle. Actually, Chris does know also.
Did mention it. In fact, shout out to Chris, who insisted that he get a shout out because he needs that in his life, because his entire sense of personal wealth and investment in his own future is predicated on how much we validate him.
How much we shout him out.
Listener.
Right. Look,
as
Chris,
a rock upon which we stand.
Chris, you're a beautiful human being. Thank you for listening.
Chris, I don't know what you look like, but I imagine your form to be that of an owl swooping down from the moon.
Eagle.
Thou art an eagle, Chris. Thou art an eagle.
Shitting American flags.
I imagine that you can take the form of Geddy Lee's guitar.
Ooh.
Which is, of course, as we all know, a bass. But
Yes.
nevertheless, a beautiful bass, Chris. A beautiful bass.
Just thank you for being you.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Well, anyway, so these are the times in which we live. They're not that humorous for a comedy podcast.
No, they're not.
not very much at all.
And this isn't much of a comedy podcast either, so that doesn't help.
Well, I've only wanted to shoot myself once or twice so far.
Yeah, thus far. Well, so let me ask you this, son. What would you say is your biggest sense of hope? What gives you any hope in this situation?
Well,
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, nothing.
Got
Well,
it.
here's something,
Yeah.
is that we got a lot of money. Well, Taylor got a lot of money from unemployment. So feasibly, if we truly felt like it all wasn't worth it, we'd be good for a few months.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to be getting a bunch of money that I never got in the first place, retroactively paid to me, according to the state of Nebraska, who is also forcing me to go back to work. So it's like, give me my money. I'm going to work. I'm
Give us and the
slinging your
state
low
take it
main, so
away.
give me my money. But,
Right.
That's about it. And that's not even hope. That's just like I can stave off destitution for probably 5 months. And then before I will have to go find a job.
Yeah. And of course,
But also, like, here's what I'm saying. Like, if I worked in a grocery store and they're like it would be a different, like, serving food to people is a very personal and fluid swapping job. Working in a grocery
I don't
store,
recall swapping fluids with my server.
well, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Trust
true.
and believe. And also, they're fucking, in a grocery store, it's a different setting, right? You don't have to touch or get near anyone at all unless you're a cashier. But some goon who throws boxes in the back, you don't need to be, you can have your shit all protected. You don't need to be touching things that some slimy motherfucker touched.
well, so speaking of this, what is the status of your actual job search then?
Pending?
Well, yeah.
Dad, let Sarah in. Sarah needs to be let into the meeting.
I see.
Ah.
That's probably the text I got from her saying, "Let me in."
Maybe. I would say that Zoom sucks about letting you know someone needs in unless you're sitting like right up on the computer itself. So there's that.
Okay, Sarah's, well, she's standing right in front of me. She now has to go back to her station.
I understand. Well, she'll be here momentarily. And I know that she's going to bring a lot of levity to this. Just a whole heap and helping of levity.
Yeah, she always brings the humor.
Yeah,
Oh, she sure does.
brings the humor. Yeah, I wish I see, like, if there could be some kind of call center thing I could do, like just anything. I will work goddamn 80 hours a week as long as I don't have to be near diseased dumbasses while I do it.
Well, get
Good luck with that at a fucking call center, bud.
Well, that's true. They do pack them in. But there's ways to do call center remotely, too.
Yeah. There's
I'm
so many
I'm
jobs
commenting
that
more on the dumbass part of it. Like,
but as they're in their home and I'm in my home, the
there's
diseased
that much
part
less
is left
yeah,
out.
which is the important part
The
in your books,
dumbass
is what
thing
I'm
is
hearing.
a constant part of everyone's life. It's the disease thing. I would like to avoid it, I would just like to avoid it. It's not, it's not a ride or die thing, but if I could avoid disease, I feel like it's reasonable to want to.
Yeah, they're talking about having us go back to work. Well, they wanted us to go back to work this week, and we pushed them off another week. So
I don't understand why it makes a difference whether you drive 5 minutes to that building or stay in your home. Can someone just lay out in plain English what the difference is?
because they said so.
Yeah. And so here we go. See,
Wow.
even your sister, who is definitely a white collar employee, and myself, we're both facing the same pressure to go back to work. Everybody in America is facing that pressure right now who has a job.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but you got to understand, Dad. like the differences in the people we will be interacting with at your job, Sarah's job, and my job. You know what I mean?
No, there's no difference.
Can we draw a Venn
There's no
diagram?
difference.
No, any human being is a potential carrier. Any human being.
Yeah, it's a potential character, Dad, but there are people who are more likely, and I mean people who don't believe that it exists at all or actively try to,
Yeah,
to prove
you
their
wanna-
point that it's all some conspiracy, actively do things to get themselves infected.
I work
These
with
are
one
the
of those
motherfuckers
guys.
that go out to. Well, I
I
guess
work
you're
with
right,
one of
Sarah.
those guys.
One of those people.
I work
could
with all
just be
kinds of
your
those people.
coworker.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't. Okay,
Like
you're
they
right.
were
We're all
talking
in this
specifically about how
together.
much they don't believe in it.
Yep, I know what you were about to say, son, and you were so right. We're all in this together. Oh,
Hashtag.
yeah. That's going to be the name of this episode, the We're All in This Together episode. But of course, the reality is that the super wealthy aren't in this together. The super wealthy are in it with themselves.
Yeah, and they're
Well,
good.
but that's not exclusive to this situation.
Well, that's
Man.
true.
No,
Like,
you're right. It's just being made glaringly obvious because of this situation.
That's
I
absolutely right.
guess, but I mean,
It was always obvious, but now it's like, life or death obvious.
wow, you guys
know?
are still assholes. Look at that.
It's true. Only now it's your life on the line.
If only our government could send out jets to fly around and boost morale. I think we'd all feel so much better.
Yeah, we're joking about that because the Department of Defense is sending these Air Force and Navy teams out to fly over cities to boost morale.
What?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one's gonna know what that is. Like,
Are you kidding? The National Mall was filled yesterday with people watching jets fly overhead. I was ended up on a text string. Oh my God, did you guys see the jets?
wow, I guess it really did work. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, it really helped bring together people in a way that's really unsafe.
Yeah,
Well done.
I know.
Right?
Doesn't that seem like? Isn't there someone higher up in the chain like that? Like could have been like. Isn't there like several thresholds that has to go to, and not one person was like, but isn't this going to make a bunch of people like congregate? Aren't we trying to not do that?
No, yeah, well, you would think that at some point somebody would have thought that, but no,
Doesn't that
no
seem
one
like
did.
suspicious to you? Like, like almost impossible that thought wasn't, circulated.
Let me introduce you to the mindset of fighter jet pilots.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
yeah.
it was maybe it was like counted upon that it would bring all these people together. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can understand. But you can see how in this scenario, conspiracy theories run rampant because we lack sufficient information.
And the
Yeah.
truth is, we have a bunch of people making bad decisions all the time. And when they get together, they seem to make worse decisions. And that's the government we have. So, how could there be some sort of mastermind conspiracy? It's impossible.
That is true. That's very true. We can't, we can barely walk and chew gum at the same time.
I was just gonna say we can't tell our asses from our elbows right now.
Right. And everyone's got their own personal agenda. So, you try to get all these personal agendas together. Good luck.
It's true. So, on that cheerful note, I'm just going to ask you this question: what are things that people are ashamed of that they shouldn't be ashamed of? Because I saw it on Reddit.
Pooping in public.
You poop in public?
I mean, I
I ain't
always,
ashamed of it.
You just drop trow in front of everybody? Or
That's right.
No,
While maintaining eye contact, that's key.
well, why does the show always come back to poop? Why? I don't
Everybody
know.
poops, Dad.
Well, that is true. That's very true. I can't get around that. When you put it that way, the logic is inescapable. But not everybody poops publicly while maintaining eye contact.
well,
They shouldn't feel ashamed to do so.
I can't believe I'm even going to admit this one, but I have an incredibly deep belly button for whatever ungodly reason. And so the big belly doesn't help with that. And so periodically I actually have to dig in there with a Q-tip to clean it all out. And it's a very shameful act to have to do. And when your dad watches me do it, I yell at him. I can't have it.
Right. Don't look. Don't look.
Look away.
So, yeah, she can't maintain eye contact while she cleans her belly button. It's true. But there's no need to be ashamed of it. See, this is the kind of material I'm talking about here
All right, Nick, what's your shameful thing?
that you shouldn't be ashamed of.
Fear of dying from COVID-19.
You're
It
ashamed,
all comes back to that.
and yet you
Mhm.
shouldn't be ashamed of it. You're right, because people are. People do. People are today. There'll be another 1,000 dead today.
All right, what about you, Peter?
Things you shouldn't be ashamed of, but are, include, but are not limited to, probably, saying no to people when they ask for help.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Saying no in general.
So difficult. And yet it can get you into so much trouble.
Saying no or not saying no?
Both.
Right,
Right.
Not saying
exactly.
no.
Circumstantially, it could be either one. Yeah. Shouldn't be ashamed of saying no, shouldn't be ashamed of saying yes, depending on the circumstance.
And I had something to ask you guys, and now I can't remember what it was, and I didn't save anything because I think it came from within,
I understand.
but it's gone.
Well, I have an important
And I feel
question.
shame.
No, I understand. I have an important question that I asked Elsie yesterday, and she gave me her answer. And the answer, because we're running low on toilet paper around here. In fact, we have to do a major excursion tomorrow to try and find toilet paper. We're not totally out yet. We've still got 24 rolls hanging out there.
But it's 24 shitty rolls. We're on the search for that good shit.
Yeah, because we're basically doing a one-ply John Wayne, tough as nails, doesn't take shit off anybody type situation right now. So my question is this. At what point, if you run out of toilet paper, there's a list of other things that you could use for ass wipe, in your house, including like printer paper and newspaper and, other forms of paper. And I said, what is the last thing on the list that you would use after you've run through everything else? What is the last thing, the last resort when you're out of toilet paper? And I
Your
have my
hands,
answer.
dude.
What's that?
Your hands. That's your last resort.
I guess that's the last resort. But assuming you're in a bathroom, like a first world bathroom,
Yeah.
there should be a shower somewhere in the vicinity.
Oh,
So you can go ahead and hop right in that motherfucker and get the scrubbing.
Oh,
How is that any different than using your hands? God damn it!
Because you have, what do you mean? You got water.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. All right.
I mean,
Are you telling me?
you're still gonna have to use your hands, but you're gonna have some
Right.
water to ease it along.
Okay.
You're just gonna go in there dry and just scrape
You're
it
just
with
gonna
your
waffle
fingernails
stomp it
like a
down the drain.
spackle
Is that
knife?
what's happening?
Well, presumably there's not that much left because you're done.
Right. You're not shitting in the shower.
Yeah, you shouldn't have so much left in your ass cheeks that you need to that necessitates stomping down a drain.
Well, the way you said it,
No,
you're
no.
hopping in the shower to
No.
take your shit.
No, you hop in the shower after you have voided your bowels and looked around, realizing that there's no teepee and you don't want to use your socks yet.
I actually listened to a podcast that discussed this. Like, when did toilet paper become an essential thing? And the
Yeah.
answer is in the 50s. The answer is why. The question is why. The answer is marketing, and but also indoor plumbing. So most of the rest of the world, does things like uses water in a bidet
All right, fair
or
enough.
their hands.
Yeah. Okay. So both of you had good answers that we didn't have. Actually, we didn't come up with either of those answers.
Well,
What'd you come up with?
So the question was, what's the last thing you would wipe with? And of course, I was like, well, yeah, you could always wash it down. But, the true heart of the question is, what is the last thing you would consider wiping with? But like, it's the bottom thing. So you'd consider it, but you're going to like say, no, that's not a thing. And my answer was the animals because they're always hanging out with me when I'm taking a shit anyway.
Right. So just use them to clean
Yeah,
up.
just to stop.
Dude, just the coordination that would require. Like, by the time you get the animal near your ass, there's not any more shit.
Right, but
Not
see,
like it's down your legs,
that-
all over the walls.
Fatso legitimately thinks that when I'm shitting is the time that I want her on my lap. And so she's almost always on my lap when I'm shitting anyway.
Okay.
To me, that was just a bridge too far, using the animals.
It's the last. You said the last resort.
Well, what I meant was the next to the last resort. So my answer to that was, I would use old birthday cards and Christmas cards and things that had otherwise had sentimental value, but then would be, kind of firm. You could kind of scrape with it a little bit, and then, you'd still be putting them to good use.
So he's going to wipe shit on all your love.
That's not true.
Every birthday card.
Only the ones I saved. I'm mostly no reaction to this. None.
I'm
Look,
sorry.
all I'm saying is that
I'm
if
reading
I
an
had
article.
if I had cards, like I would have to know ahead of time that I'm out of toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
I'm already in the bathroom, yeah. I mean, maybe there's a hand towel in there if I'm lucky, but
Well, you would think about it in advance. Is the point? You'd have a little stack of cards with you. I mean, right? They'd be.
I
picked
know
with
I'm pretty sure that you would have to run out of toilet paper and immediately think I need those cards.
no,
Go
no.
stack the bathroom with them.
No, I mean there would be a long list of other things you would use first, like potentially even Clorox wipes. Ouch! But I mean you could use many other things in your house until everything ran out, and even printer paper. That'd be crumply, that'd be crinkly, but you could do it until
Your
you ran
plumbing's
out.
going to hate you, but you could do it.
Well, yeah. I mean you look. I guess my idea wasn't that good. I mean clearly.
Finally, we get to the point here.
Yeah, that is the point. The point is, and Elsie's is even worse. Both of you had better ideas. What was your idea again, Sarah? Yeah, just your hand, then washing your hand afterwards.
That's right. That's what most of the rest of the world does.
Well, the rest of the world's gross. We all know
I
this.
mean, if you think about it, a thin, tiny layer of basically tissue paper away from your shit is not that much different.
That's why we do wash our hands afterwards.
That's right.
You're
20
making me
seconds,
feel.
y'all.
You're making me feel a lot better about wiping my ass with my hand. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we
You're
can
welcome.
just go ahead and save that money on that toilet paper.
I agree. I mean,
You do live in a Western world, so good luck explaining that at your dinner parties.
well, I don't
but-
have to. It's
No, we could keep some just for the guests.
as you
okay.
used to say, Sarah. This is what happens in my private seats.
I don't remember saying that, but okay.
Oh, you don't remember that? That was, instead of when you used to go to the bathroom when you were like 4 years old, somebody would stick their head in and you'd say, I need my private seats. True
That's
story.
cute.
You don't remember that?
No.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. I still say that all the time in honor of you.
Well, thank you. I'm
You're
glad my legacy lives on.
It certainly does. So, Nick, what is this article you're reading?
It was pretty dark. I don't know if you even want to.
I don't want to
Nick's
delve
in a
in.
dark place right now.
He really is. We need to cheer that lad up. Look, we're not going
Oh,
to
I'm
let
cheered up. I'm as happy as can be. I'm as happy as a clown,
you.
and I roam from town to town.
Clowns are creepy.
And sometimes they're sad. Haven't you seen Joker? Have you seen
well,
Joker?
you get what you fucking deserve. Yeah, I have seen the Joker.
Yeah, I have not seen that yet. I
Oh,
really do.
well, then that's what he says there to Robert De Niro before he blows his brains out. You get what you fucking deserve.
Oh, spoiler
That was
alert.
Robert De Niro?
Yeah. What were you shitting me? Of course it was Robert De
I
Niro.
can't believe that we just said we hadn't seen it and they spoiled it anyway.
Instantly.
You didn't know that? It's like all these
No.
gifts and shit. All right, I'm sorry. Well, spoiled. He blows Robert De Niro's brains out.
well,
When did that movie come out, though?
But
Because
like
if
you
haven't been
see that
spoiled
coming
yet-
as soon as the fucking movie starts. Like you know he's gonna do that. Like
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's not that spoiled. I mean, if we haven't seen it by now, when are we going to see it? We just saw John Wick 3, for God's sake.
and you guys always go catch
Oh.
the hottest flicks.
Did you like it?
Did we like John Wick 3?
Yeah.
No. I mean, yes, in the sense that it's just like John Wick 1 and John Wick 2, but there's this part in John Wick 3, sorry I'm spoiling it for everybody, where he goes out into the middle of the desert to find the
Head of the high table.
yeah, the head of the high table, the head motherfucking assassin, right? And then the head motherfucking assassin says, oh, you got to, give me something in order to get back in my good graces. Then he chops his ring finger off. And then he goes back and then he betrays him anyway.
Right.
I mean, so what was the point
Yeah.
of all that?
Yeah, but didn't you like the scene towards the beginning of the movie when they're throwing machetes at or not machetes, but hatchets at each other?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
a good time.
the fights are, I guess you're really not going to see John Wick 3 for a salient plot. I mean, the first movie, he killed 500 people over a dog. So,
Right.
and the second movie was the same as the first movie, except he killed even more people.
And people
Right.
keep having the opportunity to just kill him while he's down, and they're like, "Oh no, I respect you so much. Let me stand. Like you get to stand back up." No.
Yeah.
That's not how assassinating works.
Yeah, so let's just monologue you. Yeah, I'm going to monologue you to death. Anyway. So, yeah, it was okay, but I wish it would have hung together more plot-wise. That's
Okay.
my thought on it. Now, I
That's
did
fair.
take Danielle's advice and begin watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Are you watching the original or Brotherhood?
I'm going to watch, despite her recommendation that I watch the Brotherhood, I started, I say false choice. Why not watch both of them? So I started with the originator, not the imitator. And then
Okay.
I'll move on to the Brotherhood afterwards. And then I'll be
And
able to compare for myself.
that's the order she would have recommended because she likes the original better than Brotherhood.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I was saying do Brotherhood because it's a little bit shorter and it's like more.
It's not shorter.
I
It's way
thought it
longer,
was.
dude.
Is it?
No way. Yeah.
Well, I thought it's
There's
either
only-
shorter or they're the same length.
well there's
I'm
only
pretty
one,
sure that Brotherhood's longer, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, because there's only one season, at least on Netflix, there's only one season of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah, no, there's more than one season, isn't
is
there?
there?
I don't remember.
There's got to be.
Doesn't
I
matter.
remember. No, there definitely is because I watched the first fucking season of Full Metal Alchemist on Netflix. They didn't have the second season, so I bought a $5 a month subscription to Funimation to watch the rest of the second season, and then watched the rest of Full Metal Alchemist, and then never unsubscribed from Funimation for a very long time. They got a lot of money for me.
That's how the shit works, dude.
Yeah.
No, now that I'm retiring, we're going to be canceling several subscriptions, but not Netflix.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, Sarah. You missed out on personal news.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Sarah knows that I'm retiring. I'm retiring, Sarah.
Oh, this time for real?
This time for real, I dropped my
You-
paperwork.
I was gonna say you put the paperwork in, huh? Well, congratulations, I guess.
Well, thanks. I mean, what better time to become unemployed than when 30 million other people have? Am I right? I mean,
Yeah.
You got to get on that unemployment train, man.
30 million people can't be wrong.
No, no, there's got to
mean-
be something to it.
I think so. I mean, so it's just, you want to, what is going on, Nick? I mean, you're back there like you're writhing.
I'm sorry. My fucking. It's like there is no way that I can sit or stand and not feel like my back is being twisted like a goddamn fruit
Is your back
roll-up
still
by a
fucked
giant-
up?
Yeah, it's just getting worse by the day. I'm telling you. It's like I can't stand up straight. Kind of
What
hurts to
happened?
breathe unless I'm bent over.
I manual labored him.
Oh, I see. What manual labor did you make him do?
I mean, I guess that's what it is, dude. But like, I don't know. I'm like, I've done worse, harder things than that. Like,
You know what would help with that? Yoga.
yoga is 1
True that.
billion% out of the fucking question right now. I can't even
No,
like
dude.
raise my hands all the
Do
way
whatever
above my head.
stretch you can until
Mhm.
you get stretched
Until
out,
it-
and then you can stretch further.
Yeah.
Elsie is doing chip yoga right now. She's eating Tostitos in the middle of the podcast. That's that crunching you hear in the background.
Nope.
But we
I
don't hear
no
any crunching, so she's doing a great job at it.
Well, you got to
Thank
pick
you.
one,
I was
Dad.
going
Either
out
you
of
have
my
to be
way.
all up on the microphone to be able to hear, or you can't hear anything in the background. Which one
I
is
see.
it?
Oh,
Oh, wait, now I
what
do
you
hear the crunching.
Yeah, now you hear it, right? I mean, it's loud.
I heard a crunch.
We haven't eaten
one
all day. I'm
crunch.
sorry.
Yeah, well, that is true. We've foregone eating for some reason. I don't even know why. But
Yeah, me
we do need to eat after this, that's for sure. But that's neither here nor there right now. We're talking about something much more important.
Sorry, I just watched this thing. This guy wraps his head in saran wrap, covers the saran wrap in peanut butter, puts his dog in a shopping bag, and then raises the bag up so that the dog can lick his head while he trims his nails. And I'm fairly certain that's the
seen that.
only way I'll be able to trim Ermac's nails from
Yeah.
this point forward.
Yep. It was a Great Dane, wasn't it?
Now, this is a Boston Terrier, but my dog's a Great Dane.
Ooh, I don't know how wrapping your head in saran wrap. How do you breathe through that exactly?
Well,
Just
it's
your
just
forehead.
from like eyebrows up.
Oh, I see. And then the
was
dog
like
licks your head while you while you clip its nails
That's right.
Peyton Manning could do that in retirement and do like 5 dogs at a time.
because his forehead is so big. That's the joke because he has a 5 head. 'Cause
5 by
Peyton-
5 by 5 head.
Yeah, it's giant. Well, you should do some stretching. Are you doing any stretching at least?
As much as I can.
I understand.
He's lying.
No, trust and believe. I will do and have tried everything to make this stop. It's not cute. It's not charming anymore. It's fucking annoying not being able. It just puts you in a bad mood, like just constantly shifting.
Chronic
and, like,
pain.
Yeah, like I
Have you
hate
tried
it.
taking a hot bath?
Yes, of course. Well, not a
Epsom
hot
salt.
bath, but a hot shower. Like laying down in a tub is not. I can't do that.
Yeah, you don't have a tub, for one thing.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do have a tub. Well, why don't you
Yes.
fill it up with hot water and Epsom salts?
Because it hurt. Well, I don't have that much Epsom salts. First off, I don't have a
I do.
goddamn dog food bag full of Epsom salts.
Sarah does.
I do actually have like a legitimate amount of Epsom
Okay, so
salts.
what would this solve, please? Because like a bathtub, I don't have like a jacuzzi. It's like I have to. It's like a fucking. I can't
Why
lay
don't they
down
make
all the
bathtubs-
way in it.
No,
yeah,
no.
why don't they make bathtubs more soaky? Like, why is that not a standard feature?
Well, I don't know, but what you could do is one of two things, right? Either you
Like
could
the bathtub is as long as from my waist to the end of my feet. I
Right.
couldn't like recline or anything.
No, but you could scooch down and bend your knees.
Yeah.
But
you
then
could
I'd
do
be
that.
under the water.
No. You,
Oh my God. Wow.
You wouldn't have. You can.
And also,
you can regulate that by how much you bend your knees. You see, you don't have
okay,
to bend
but then I'm fucking bent, half bent. This does not sound relaxing whatsoever. Like,
It's not relaxing, it's healing.
If the water's so hot that it's scalding you a little bit, you won't know the difference. It's fine.
Yeah, but you're going to want to
this
ease.
is poor advice you guys are giving me. It's just not good.
You're going to want to ease your junk carefully into the scalding hot water. I mean that's the most difficult part. You can get your junk acclimated, then the
Inch
rest
by
of it.
inch,
Yeah.
centimeter by centimeter, and then that's it.
Right. So no, but seriously, you should take a nice hot bath, as hot as you can stand. Pour some Epsom salts in there. Kind of hunker down, bend your knees a little bit so you can get your back soaking, and soak your back.
I'll FaceTime you guys and show you the bathtub I'm working with. You guys seem to think I got an Olympic-sized swimming pool bathtub. This shit is not a grown man cannot
Here.
like.
Your knees do have to be behind your ears. Okay. You're gonna basically turtle yourself into the bathtub. Okay. Just
Yeah.
enough water to like maybe hit your midsection and soak in the salt.
Okay,
It'll be great.
I'm cured.
All right. Well, so maybe that wasn't a great suggestion. I don't know.
It's a fine suggestion. He just doesn't
Given the right
believe.
parameters.
If you have
Right.
the equipment, yes. Now, I've taken hot showers. I've taken very hot showers. Stood there and stretched while the scalding water, like, I put the ice on it, dude. I'm telling you. I put the lidocaine patches, icy hot, fucking so many horse pill Tylenols.
Yeah.
Well,
Have
looks
you
like
tried
you're cursed.
essential oils?
Have you tried essential oils?
You know what? That's the one thing I haven't tried. Maybe I should try instead of
I've
Epsom
got some
salt.
of those too. If you would like some essential oils, I'll give you Epsom salt and essential oils. You can mix them together and see
I will
what happens.
intravenously
both of those
inject
together.
Yeah.
the essential oils
Which
into my
oils
back.
do you have, Sarah?
I've got like some grapefruit shit and some, I don't know. I put them in diffusers to make my house smell good sometimes.
What brand do you use?
Walmart.
Oh man, those are the best. They have the best of everything there.
The best
Best
of both
COVID.
worlds.
Yeah. Hey, so you know
Dude,
what?
we went down to the farm this weekend
Yeah.
and stopped in Nebraska City to get some supplies from the Walmart.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a hotbed of COVID? Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, just everybody going into the Walmart. It was like The Walking Dead, dude. The walking obese dead. And
Walking
it freaked me
obese.
out. Everybody had their gaggle of children,
The obese
oh,
dead.
fat little obese children. And, they were all crowded together. Nobody had masks. And,
They're like little Russian
anxiety.
dolls of obesity, is what you're saying.
Yes,
There's
but
a,
like clustered together as well. So,
there's a Walmart
Ugh.
just outside Tyndall Air Force Base that looks like that in the best of circumstances. I can only imagine what it's like now.
yeah, who can say?
It's
But-
just a giant COVID cell now.
Right, that's all it is. So yeah, I do like the concept of a series called The Walking Obese. Could be kind of a cross between The Walking
gotta
Dead
do
and
is-
My 600-Pound Life.
all you got to do is shoot it right here in the undisclosed location.
But if they're that obese, are they walking?
By
Or
the
is
way-
it the sitting obese?
The shambling
That's the
obese.
paradox.
Right, the shambling obese. Hey, so I will say this. I forgot to do it. Welcome, Sarah, to the podcast. Welcome.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here, not someplace else.
Glad to be here.
I'm delighted. Well, in any event, so what, if anything, are you watching? Have you finished The Sopranos, Sarah?
We did finish The Sopranos. We
Mhm.
talked about this at length.
Yep, they did. So I think a more fun question would be, now that we all know Peter has dropped his paperwork, what do we think his next job should be?
Oh, yeah. What should I do next with my life? That's a great question, because I'm thinking about a number of different opportunities, including, for example, starting a mail order mucus business. A lot of people don't have enough mucus. I could provide that.
Well, I kind of liked where we were going yesterday when you were going to sell beauty products
Oh,
to
yeah.
drag queens.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because
See-
see, I'm already a distributor
Yeah.
with Mary Kay and Young Living. I just don't actually sell anything because I just want discounts for myself. But then Peter could really take that and own it and run with it.
What do you think?
Harkening back to your sales roots, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe I should be doing some makeup videos.
Mary Kay by Peter Shin.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were selling it, not doing media content for it.
Well, no.
Although that
That's
might
all
actually
part
get
of
it to
selling
sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all part and parcel of the same business.
I see.
I think I could do that. Nick, but only if Nick does it with me.
What?
I mean, wasn't that like his whole thing? He was going to be a cam girl. This could be an intro to that.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think you did say you were going to be a cam girl.
I mean, I would if I could. I would trust and believe. I'd jerk it on camera for $5,000 a month or whatever, all fucking day. If you want to subject yourself to that, and
Well-
more than that, pay me for it. That's on you, buddy.
Well, I have you tried? I mean, I'm sure there's a market
No,
for
I
it.
haven't tried. I'll give it a
Yeah,
shot.
you were just saying you need another way to make money that doesn't
You're right.
involve being around sick people.
Right.
You're
There you
right. I'll
go.
make you proud. I'll make you guys proud. I'll get in there. I'll do the things other cam girls are afraid to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Here's Nick taking a shit while jerking it. Oh my God.
We call it shirking it.
Unsubscribe.
There's a market for it. There is. Oh,
Yeah, well, this is not it.
no, I guess not. And I guess probably watching me apply makeup for prospective drag queens is probably not it either.
It would be okay if you had Goodbye Horses playing in the background.
Which is, of course, the song that plays in Silence of the Lambs when Buffalo Bill is dancing around saying, "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me."
Yeah.
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 I think you really
okay.
could have a novelty thing go
Yeah,
on.
you could have a novelty
That's what
thing
I'm saying.
where you do the whole dance just the same way every time, but it's just different makeup you put on at the beginning.
He's a
And
pretty
you-
man.
And
Oh,
you,
man.
yeah, you try different makeups. You start off serious, like, okay, this is Mary Kay's, red and rouge, and then you fucking press the little button on your boombox,
Right. And then what happens?
and you start applying it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then what happens?
And then you say, "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me." You'd have a script,
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well,
The
good.
only
Well,
thing that changes is, of course, like Nick said, the product that you're applying.
that's
Yeah.
good.
That's
yeah.
for consistency's sake.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like a little novelty thing.
Right. Could be base. Could be rouge. Could be lipstick. Could be eyeliner. Whatever.
You're probably
All
gonna
right, I
learn
support
how
it.
to- Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we figured this out. I'm going to be a novelty Mary Kay YouTube
Buffalo
star.
Bill impersonator.
Instagram influencer.
Right. I mean, I think people would love it on Insta, don't you?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah. Who wouldn't, indeed? All right. Well, I'm glad we got my future career figured out. That's kind of been weighing on me, to tell you the truth. So glad that's over.
We're here to help.
Yeah. Among
Like
other
a good
things.
neighbor, your kids are here.
They sure are. They sure are. So, look, has it become spring there yet? We've had one day of spring here thus far.
That's pretty much just summer now.
Well,
oh, is
I
it
went.
really?
Well, no, because it still get real cold at night. Like if it's summer, then it's hot 24 hours a day. And like it's so we went camping this weekend,
You did.
but where we went didn't have electricity.
Oh,
So like we did camping. and it was hot during the day, but it cooled off plenty at night. Let me tell you, that's like the only difference between spring and summer.
Seems rustic.
It was actually pretty nice.
Yeah. Did you do any fishing?
A little bit.
Did you catch
Well, I
any
personally did not, but
fish? Were any fish caught?
there were some catfish caught. Yeah.
So horrifying. You know, those
What,
catfish are
fishing
bottom
or
feeders.
catfish?
Catfish, the bottom feeders.
Oh, dude, they're fucking delicious, and they're fun to catch too.
They're delicious.
Yeah,
so?
dude, catfish
No.
is fucking delicious.
It tastes exactly like cat. What are you talking about?
Okay, first
Since
off,
when have you eaten cat?
yeah, you never eaten cat, and I kind of doubt that you've ever had catfish. And if you have had catfish and you didn't like it, it's because it wasn't made right. Catfish is fucking good.
Well,
You just gotta fry it up right.
yeah, it tastes a little fishy to me.
I mean,
know what I
it is
mean?
fish.
Well, that's to be expected, you know.
Yeah, but there's fish. Different fish have different flavors. I'm
Yeah.
just
yeah. Well, catfish is only good if you fry it. Like,
like
Yeah,
deep
you
you're
gotta
not
fry
You
it.
can't steam it or bake it. Well, maybe you could
No.
bake it. No.
no.
Well,
Okay.
could you grill it? Like smoke it? I bet it would
Why
be
would you
good
want
smoked.
to?
No.
Yeah, smoked fish is good.
Now Elsie has retreated to the corner and says, "No, no."
Yeah, fried catfish is the only catfish worth eating. Every other catfish is bullshit. Don't
Okay.
even think about it. It's not like bubblegum shrimp, right? You're not going to fry it and boil it and talk about it for the whole Vietnam War. You're going to say, "Yep, it's okay fried." Done.
Got it.
Boiled catfish sounds horrible. All boiled fish does not sound that great. Just as a rule.
Yeah, as a concept. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. So let's not do that. All right. Well, so you're probably not going to eat that catfish then, huh? You probably threw
Oh,
it
no.
back.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, so congratulations on it being nice enough to go camping out. It was actually nice enough to go camping here, except it won't stop raining.
Mm.
Oh, I wish it would rain.
I think there's a
It's
song
supposed to rain
that effect.
tomorrow.
I want it to rain hard and for a long time.
I
It's
understand.
supposed to rain tomorrow
It
and
makes
Thursday.
me feel good when it rains, you know?
I do.
I get like real disappointed when
Do
it
you-
like is raining outside and then it stops 10 minutes later. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
That's hardly even long enough for you to listen to that tattoo song while you dance in the rain.
What tattoo song?
I don't know what it's called, but I know that it like the music video. The original one's in Russian. Did you know?
Are you talking about
But-
the one that Eminem had sampled for Stan? My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why.
No, I'll send you a
Okay.
link. But it's like I can't even think of what it is. But it's the music video is these two Russian chicks dancing in the rain, all sad like.
That sounds kind of familiar, actually.
Yeah.
And then it goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And then it's a dude on a chair, and they're all like carrying the chair.
They got those shoes on, like the wooden clogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
I'm
the
thinking
fuck
of a
you
bar
two are-
mitzvah is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you are. I don't know what the fuck you two are talking about. Not at all.
All
right.
the things she said. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad you two figured that out.
Did
Well
you
done.
did you watch that video I sent you, Sarah?
I started to,
Dude,
but
it
then
is
I realized
so
it was
good.
13 minutes long.
So you were camping.
Yeah, and my battery was dying is the real reason why I didn't finish it.
So what's this video?
It's called the Anime Dad's Guide to Proper
Neglect.
Child Neglect. Neglect for Success. It's so fucking good.
Well, it does sound like my philosophy of child rearing, so I should probably check that out.
I'll send you the link, but it's funnier when you've like watched a lot of anime because he like
Yeah.
has all these clips. Like
Dude.
there's so many examples in almost every fucking anime how the main character's dad is a piece of shit, or he's dead, or he's gone. Like you
Michelle
know,
Tucker featuring Large and Central in that made me like just
yeah.
laugh hysterically, which is a reference that you'll get, Dad, after you watch Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, good. I'll look forward to that then. I'll need to finish watching Full Metal Alchemist.
I'll
I think,
send
in
you
order
the
to-
I'll send you the link anyway because it's good writing. Whoever that guy is, he's like a good writer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I do.
But
All
it's funny. It's a funny video about neglectful fathers in cartoons.
And presumably we can all take a lesson from it. Am I right?
Yeah, it's
Not everything has to
the
be about you,
takeaway
Dad.
is as long as your love is a finite resource that your child will have to either compete
Work
with
hard
others
to-
for or never truly attain. That's what will push them to almost godhood instead of just settling for being an extraordinary genius and or savior of the world.
Well, then I think my work here is done. Parenting
Well,
wise.
no, you've been there just a little too much, to be honest, Dad.
That's a shame.
You
Well,
keep coming back. It makes you look desperate. Not aloof enough.
You give me too much affirmation. You have to give me just a shred. And when you do praise me, it should be only for my physical attributes. Make sure that I'm seen as some sort of weapon or tool to you. And then once I finally do make you proud, you can give me some sort of phrase like, some sort of fatherly phrase like, you were useful to me.
Oh man, I can't wait to see this video. These are the kinds of parenting tips I could have used 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Really could have kicked off our superhero career.
I'll send you the literature.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, the fact is that in another timeline, that already did happen, which is why I want to talk to you right now about our other sponsor, the Church of Universal Energy and the Infinite Multiverse. That's right. If you're not thrilled with the timeline you're in right now, be of good cheer. The Church of Universal Energy and the Infinite Multiverse has a message for you, which is this. In some other timeline, you're actually fucking happy. Who knows? An infinite number of timelines, you're actually happy. Of course, in an infinite number of timelines, you're also equally unhappy. So it all balances out. And they're a proud sponsor of a Shin Show for more than who knows how long. In some timelines, you know, this isn't even about us. In some timelines, this is all about the Church of Universal Energy and the Infinite Multiverse. In some timelines, none of this even happened.
Is it wrong that the message I'm getting out of this is if you're not happy, just fucking kill yourself because you're happy somewhere else?
Yeah, no, that's wrong. That's not the message.
That's the subtext, Elsie. You can't say that out loud.
Oh, God.
They have to come to that conclusion themselves. God damn it.
That's right. The
Time to
cult
change the
doesn't-
cult name.
After you
Start
give us
over.
your money.
Now we're going to have to wipe everyone's brains.
Give us your money, then kill yourself.
Wow, that's not where I was going with this. You're so dark, so dark.
From tonight until the end of time. That's how long they've been sponsoring us.
You
Yes.
should know. Everywhere I go,
Everywhere I go.
always on my heart. Wait, no, my mind.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right. Well, forget that. Anyway, so what do you got going on this week besides, catching COVID?
Big COVID, baby. I got my COVID net out. Got my fucking funnel. What I do is I got
To funnel that
Drink
COVID
it.
directly into my system.
What I do is I got like a giant shop fan like hooked onto a backpack that has a hose on the other side where it would be blowing the debris out. It goes right into a hose that is hooked around to a gas mask on my face. So I'm just breathing in all that sweet, sweet, delicious COVID.
All right, good. How about you, Sarah? What you got going on this week?
Trying to decide how much business is open in the undisclosed location tomorrow. So we're trying to decide how much of that we're going to partake in before everything gets shut down again in 2 weeks. So a lot of planning going to go on.
Yeah, we've got to do a whole big shopping run tomorrow, so we're going to have to plan that out. That's kind of the big news for us for the week ahead.
Yep.
Well, we very smartly took tomorrow off because we were going to do a 3-day project that was going to start yesterday, but we didn't start that project. So now we just got a free day off, baby.
Wait, Elsie, do you have to go back to work at any time?
At some time, yes.
Well, but not like...
It is so far in the future here. So
Okay.
Maryland's actually going to insist on following this phased approach, which phase 1 requires that cases be on the downward trend or at least not growing for 14 days first. And guess what, bitches? Not there.
Well, that's
So,
logical.
Yeah. And then even after that, it remains to be seen how they're going to deal with it at my particular place of employment. I would imagine that since my job is 1000% based on my ability to be on the internet, working on the internet, they're not going to give a fuck what I do.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I think
nice.
there's going to be so many people who have issues with kids and this and that. So we'll see.
Cool. Very cool.
Yes.
There was something I was going to say. I forgot, though. Oh, yeah. Here's some other news. My
Yes.
buddy Dave, the crazy asshole Dave, I got him hired at China Buffet again.
Oh, you did. Congratulations.
So I've been
Nice.
we've been
Congratulations,
talking,
Dave.
traumatizing all our coworkers. I don't really get much reading done when Dave's there, but
So I thought Dave was working cleaning nursing homes or something.
no, he was cleaning hospitals, but that was like a contracted 3-week gig.
Oh, I see.
And then they're like, we can renew your contract, but we want you to go to wherever the hospital is where the COVID for sure is. And he's like, nah, no, I'm just not going to do that. And also he's saying he's making a fucking killing off. Dave's always been like selling shit on eBay. Like he spends hundreds of dollars on shit at the thrift store and then sells it on eBay. But now it's like working out for him pretty fucking good. So that's what he's been doing.
All right. Well, good for Crazy Dave, but not so good that he's going to turn down $13 an hour at China Buffet.
Well, he's the one who was like, yeah, dude, I'm not, as soon as people start coming in there, I'm not fucking working there anymore. Like, I'm not, that's dumb. I don't need to. Like, I'm not going to catch COVID for fucking China Buffet when I can just sell clothes online. And I was like, yeah, that seems actually like not a bad idea.
All right. Well, that's also available to you, but then you'll be competing with Dave.
Well, no, it's not of it. I don't know. Dave has this nigh autistic knowledge of, or nigh autistic fixation on all clothes and vintage years they were made and shoes and hats, scripts and fucking varsity starter jackets. And dude, he just knows like all this shit, how much they're worth. He goes to the thrift store and knows which ones to get. I don't have that knowledge that he does, which I always thought was pretty fucking useless, but turns out not so much.
I would venture to say there's more COVID to be found at a thrift store than China Buffet. I don't know. That's going to be tough competition.
The thrift stores aren't even open right now, but
Yes,
he probably
they
has such a
are.
bad. Really?
Dave volunteers at the thrift store, and I was like, "Why are you volunteering at the thrift store? You fucking there's got to be
shit.
That's
he
right,
because
he gets first pick. That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly right. I was like, okay, I knew there was something in it for you. There's no way that you would just volunteer.
Yeah,
bastard.
Oh, that Dave. He's so crazy.
He's crazy.
It's right in the name.
Crazy fuck.
Oh, well, yeah. No doubt about it. Well, I hope you both have a good week, obviously. And I guess, is there anything further?
Nope.
Nah.
We'll see. I'm very excited to see how tomorrow at my job is going to be.
I'm excited to hear about it. Elsie?
Friendly reminder to all of our listeners and participants, Mother's Day is 1 week away.
That's right. Mother's Day, May 10th. Don't forget to do something about that in your particular situations. Whatever that is, you can go ahead and do that. And then, that's the great part about having a dead mother. You don't have to worry about it.
It's so economical.
That's so helpful.
So ergonomic. Calendar-wise.
Yes, very much so. A Shin Show is a production of Shinfluence. It features the voices and opinions of the Shin family, those at least who are still living. The opinions expressed are exclusively and entirely those of the participants. It's brought to you on a fake basis each week by Ziff's Fine Dining and a Relaxed Continental Atmosphere in Invercargill, New Zealand, and by the Church of Universal Energy and the Infinite Multiverse. Don't know what that is? Send me all your money to find out. It's also brought to you by our 3 listeners, Chris, Ben, and Dave, or rather Danielle. Sorry, I've had Dave on the brain. Chris, Ben, Danielle, thanks so much for being faithful and solid listeners. Please join us again next week when we're going to hear Nick Shin say,
disease.
You've got it.
Dis-ease.
Others want it. I have it.
Come for the buffet, stay for the disease.
So good.
Die is right in the name.
No, it isn't. D-I-S-E.
Disease.
D-I-S-E.
Oh, come on. It was just work with me here.
All
Jesus.
right. All right. Love you. Bye.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
I must go get ready for work.
Bye. We're starving.
All right. Bye.